Mousesports starting on the arguably the harder side. Teams. And let's have a look at their buy. We talk about them not being too much of a tactical team. And 4 players so far buying up armor. Next going to make it 5 pieces as well. It seems like they're going to be going in either for a mid push here. Or back to A. Actually, a little bit apprehensive. Sending the bomb towards B, 3 players, and a distraction towards A perhaps.
Yeah, the distraction going to be chrisJ and NiKo. flusha JW though, they're in mid. Already pronax on white truck, excuse me, but the shots as we now see are being placed against olofmeister. Only uses a little bit of HP there.
Yeah, pretty weird for me is that Mousesports has no nades to work with. There's a lot of choke points you would want to smoke off.
This is actually interesting because JW pushed forward to get information, and as such, Mousesports have already rotated back over to the A side. JW is going to hear that as well, but it's just a response, knowing that he's got information, anticipating that him making that call might cause a rotation toward that B site. So they'll leave next to distract, and then they go on the A site. As such, they'll get a bomb plant, but Fnatic were almost setting up early and by default just for the retake on this A site, and giving a bias to B because that site's so much harder to get back into. So this could be according to plan. Smoke off in front of Denis to try and push forward for pronax. He's already got 1 fire down, but gets peeked dually. And now it's all left on to Mousesports. JW again flanking aggression through mids. Worked out twice for him, but he walks in. And there's Nikola to get the shot and the first round for Mousesports.
So there we go then. Very passive play from Fnatic there, allowing the T's to get onto the bomb site essentially onto A. They didn't have the, even have the bomb there. They're holding up, trying to see whether the aggression was coming in from the CTs. But then they got the first kill onto A, allowed the bomb to get down. Very difficult retake there. And as you said, Mousesports not even having a grenade. It's doing very well to even get on the site without losing too many men.
Yeah, it's a viable strategy for the CTs to play as passive as they did. A side on cash is actually very retakeable, but this time doesn't work out.
Now, the answer back has come in from Fnatic. They have brought up Armor and CZ's first frag going in the favor of chrisJ though.
And chrisJ, by the way, make note, also just using that Tech 9 up close because he's got the scout. And we always talk about how much impact he can have with it. He's going to have guns to complement it. This time he doesn't have to rely on getting early tags and allow the pistols a chance. And with JW down, despite that next Gabi and Chris have all been tagged up, they still have map control and the man advantage to work with. No one on the A side again. Fnatic looking to give that up. Next and Denis is going to rotate back toward mid. Flush is going over in that A direction, just preemptively hoping that he'll catch them in the act, be able to shut them down on their way through. They are slowly looking in that direction, which is still correct with KRIMZ, Olof, and pronax stacked on top of B. So Chris, they're going to cover every angle, check lockers on the way through, and in they go. So flusha, what can he do from the slide position? As soon as that door opens up, he's going to know it's on to A. Flash comes out. That's actually a little bit misthrown because chrisJ's caught by that. Instead, Molotov off on quad. Make sure no one's in that position, and forward they go. Flusha's backed out of it because he's going to wait for his teammates to come and go for a proper rotation. So smarts from flusha right now. Does mean that the bomb goes down for free.
And this is the point where Fnatic needs to work out. Do we try and save our armor here, go for some exits? Doesn't look like the retakes actually be coming in too thick and fast here. Next does take out Olof. 5 on 3. This is where I think they'll probably want to be saving those extra pistols.
That's why flusha was as well. He was falling back because he knew there's nothing he could really do in this situation.
Yeah, which I think was the right call from him. Got some decent damage off, gave some opportunities for good exits here. But they will be saving 3 pistols. KRIMZ and flusha with armor. Flusha with the head armor as well, so definitely wanted to stay alive in that situation. pronax only has a PT-50, so yeah, perhaps he could risk dying there. It's not really too valuable with a PT-50. So those guys will survive. And we go into round number 3, but a pretty clean round from Mousesports, very methodical take, and made sure they didn't actually drop any men there, waited for enough time.
Yeah, and without even having a lot of knowledge really what Fnatic was throwing at them, so they obviously had maybe a feel that there was going to be a stack in B, which was correct, hitting that A side with only flusha in there.
Well, like we said, 2 players for Fnatic are going to be saving those pistols and armor. Once again. Going into more of aggressive B play this time. KRIMZ going for that early face with the Desert Eagles. They're going to have Denis waiting for him as well. Denis maybe overfacing a little bit. Does take down KRIMZ though. And neutralizes this to 5 on 4. JW going to be taken down in the hands of next as well.
Yeah, so mid already lost. JW's been trying to play that position. Look for him to continue to do so once he has weaponry to work with, which will come not too long from now in the next round, in fact, as chrisJ spotted pronax. I don't think he realized that he's gone over to a locker. Excellent shot by olofmeister, though. Deagle out to take down Denis. Gives them at least 1 kill against the economy of this growing Mousesports side. But NiKo's got pronax, and they'll walk again toward mid. chrisJ already preset. Spots flusha's shoulder. Holds the fire, goes for a second shot early, and flusha's going to take down NiKo. So now they're losing all kinds of men because flusha's got Kajbjer on the cross as well. Bombs dropped, they have to recover. He may have just bought themselves enough time, and no more nades because flusha's low. But they can't possibly hope to get him. Next is going to wait for that crossover from olofmeister. That's smartly done because, again, if flusha gets one more kill and Olof shows up, problem is ensue for Mousesports. This round came out of nowhere. But flusha on 1 HP. Might just be all in vain. flusha, what a shot as he picks up that AK in mid.
He got the double spray down
That round didn't come from nothing. It came from flusha. But next, also a very, very smart play there. Is just waiting at CT connector for that rotation from olofmeister. He could probably hear him pretty early on as well, basically making it that much harder for Fnatic to win that eco round. But flusha just almost single-handedly with that CZ.
Well, we mentioned it before about the economy being a factor for Fnatic here. This time they go into no AWPs, no kits, no head armor. Obviously, that's not too much of an issue against AKs, but utility as well, no incendiary. So this is a huge round for Mousesports. If they can win this one, they really do get off to a fantastic start here, but not going to be taking things too quickly. Once again, taking control of the B storage area. Just trying to get any sort of information they can gather here, but olofmeister is going to be waiting for them if they make their way in.
It's all rifles against each other here, and olofmeister's forward uses the smoke and flash perfectly. He'll fall back now and rely on KRIMZ to bail out that second entry point. He takes down Nex, and that's perfect. Fnatic are so good on that bomb site. Those two players in tandem are almost impenetrable. As pronax will find NiKo, it's left to just chrisJ, who manages one, but that's all he will get. Flawless first gun round, essentially. I won't say entirely. They did lose one member, but that hold was perfect.
Yeah, that strategy of going through the smoke and pop flashing through there into B is a viable strategy. When a CT happens to be playing up close, didn't happen, and olofmeister KRIMZ is mopping the floor with Mousesports, basically.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the partnership I spoke about before the game started, and it comes to fruition that round. So pretty exciting stuff for them. As we go into round number 5 now, a huge round for Fnatic to win in this context of the economy at least.
Absolutely, and chrisJ's got the scout back up, but look at the push from flusha. One down, one tagged significantly. NiKo on 4 HP, and next, he's gone. flusha follows this up. He's not stopping. He's relentless, looking for the 4th in the round, and he'll get it. Only one kill went elsewhere.
So this is where Fnatic get rolling now. They start building up the bank. The incendiaries are bought. They have full utility, AKs on hand, the pronax as well. So chrisJ is going to be buying the AWP, the first time we've seen it this game, but this is where Fnatic got decent spawns, flusha especially. We know he likes to push into the squeaky door quite a lot of the time, and I'm not really sure there's much you can do to really shut him down. He did it last round as well. And he's got that very strong spawn this time. Interesting to see what he does. It looks like he actually may be going straight over there as well. Straight in, fearless play, and gets flashed off as well.
olofmeister in the corner again. We saw him work this in the first gun round. Flash comes out and the peek comes in. This time it's not self-thrown. It's KRIMZ to support it. Either way, it's Fnatic with the man advantage, and Fnatic looking absolutely, undoubtedly in the control in the class of the two teams right now.
This is going to be a problem for Mousesports going further away. They're going to get scared contesting that B side with this kind of dominance from olofmeister and KRIMZ on that side early on in the match.
Oh, and that's the dominance that has so many legacy, tales of legacy, I guess you could say, because every single time anyone tries to go against them, it's always a problem. Look for them at some point as well if they feel like they have time to go for the skylight boost as well. But you're right, NiKo's got some interesting information here. He's made it out into the A site. He's holding directly on top of flusha, who's at the top of highway. So if he can get his teammates in, if they can use some utilities to force Kajbjer over with that bomb, they might just get the plant, but flusha's up to the task, and he's gotten both. Bomb dropped, flusha with 2, olofmeister finding Nex trailing behind it. JW's fast on the flank. He's low on HP, so Denis will get him. But this round, again, looks like it's definitely in control by Fnatic. He's picked up the M4. This may suggest he's expecting more of a push, but I can't imagine with 20 seconds he's even considering going for this. He doesn't have bomb. This M4 is just for self-defense, and then he'll grab the op if he can, but flusha's already pushed forward in a position, so that's out of reach now for Denis. He may have to just give that up and stick with the M4, and he may not even get that far. KRIMZ going to find him from middle, and we're already tied on 3s.
Fnatic, such a scary team to play when they have all the weaponry, when they have the self-confidence going for them. You see a lot of teams doing similar pulp flash and go pick kind of play that olofmeister and KRIMZ do towards B there, but just the amount of fracs they manage to actually get with that is just immense.
Yeah, you may be able to try and mimic what they do, but you're never going to have the same skill to pull them off. That's what the difference is. It's not very technical, but it's just so strong compared to players in terms of their aims. Going to force Mousesports now onto another eco. JW getting some early action here. Olof does take down Denis. We're getting got beat. 5 on 3 now. As it seems like the Mousesports team do start to fall apart.
pronax, though, looking to come back over and support flusha, but realizes as he gets that kill on chrisJ, there's no need to. So down goes NiKo, and up goes the score. Fnatic now have the lead.
I think I have an idea of how Mousesports could maybe shake Fnatic's defense. That would be trying to have an early contest in middle. If you get a pick, then wait out the clock a bit and try to do like a fake towards A and try to make that one guy only play it. Make it sure that it's not olofmeister and KRIMZ playing that B side and try to hit it after.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you can pull players away from A pretty easy. It's normally flusha that'll leave pronax on the site. So maybe they can try and, like you said, work some play, get some attention elsewhere, maybe get an early pick. Be the best way for them. There we go, that's the pick we wanted.
Yeah. Now, just quiet down, wait for a bit to make your move.
But now it's up to the CTs to get a frag back here. They need to get back into this game, get some info, and at least get some idea of where the T's may be lying. You see the bomb currently is towards the squeaky door area. And pronax has pushed up into A storage as well. He's going to be by the lockers there.
Not a bad spot to be at all right now. pronax has this information, looks for the shot. Continued on spraying, almost next walking into it, but still he has the response kill. JW, though, he's not going to allow that exactly. More importantly, bomb down, and still has flusha set up with a crossfire from that fence position. No utilities aside from one Molotov on NiKo will move him, and NiKo's got JW, but flusha's back there, and he's not moved. They haven't done anything about it.
Look at flusha, 15-0-2 after what on the 9th round right now.
When you watch him as well, it's such calm gameplay. He knows exactly what he has to do for his perfect flashbangs and finds 1 or 2 frags against himself so easily as well. So holds the angle, any angle it seems like he able to rip the heads off of Mousesports there. So very well played from flusha so far.
You could say he's won with the game right now.
Right, somehow, every position he's in, he seems to
zoning
find perfect
so well.
flashbangs and then finding great spray downs. And it's great to watch so far. So 5 in a row now for Fnatic. Let's get a force Mousesports into a pretty much a quasi buy here as we get a couple of AKs, Tech 9s, a couple of smoke grenades, and you can see all 5 players committed to the A side. So simple smokers and pop flashes before they execute.
Execution looks swift so far. flusha again, add 2 more to his total. 1 of which was with fire. Man's just a demon right now. He doesn't even need guns. He'll just use dark magic.
He doesn't even need to be alive anymore, and he's killing people.
Yeah, insane stuff. 6 rounds. They've doubled his total, and it's 6 in a row, which will give the loss round bonus, to Mousesports. But the kills, that's insane. 17. He's got more than almost the enemy team has combined. Take that back. They have 20, but that's close enough.
So yeah, what a performance has been so far. Now JW with the AWP, he's going to be holding just straight towards middle still. It means he can just hold that area by himself. And once again though, Mousesports heading towards the B storage, and they actually open up the fragging onto flusha. That's going to be a kill onto A. Bomb's going to be there as well. KRIMZ answers back, but flusha alone once again. Sorry, pronax alone once again. flusha is the one that went down.
Finally, which is perhaps a bit of confidence to work with on Mousesports' side. As next, he's been working this B site time and time again, trying to find an opening for his team. He'll continue to do it. This time he's got a bit of company. In fact, they're going to swap that over. So chrisJ, we just saw throw that bomb back to next. He'll take a turn. He'll take the lead with the AWP. But speaking of flusha, that is so desperately close. chrisJ, meanwhile, we didn't see it off screen, did find olofmeister. So the pressure is on KRIMZ, who's found 2 in return. It is the 2 we talked about as well. And not only that, the bomb down. So KRIMZ doing just enough for Fnatic. Gabi wants to try and get back in, popping a flash off the wall, trying to get around the corner, but JW's joined in on the party. And as soon as JW does find this angle, it should be game over, and there it is.
The scary thing about Fnatic as well is the fact that even though there's a lot of action on one bomb site and the other players that don't see a lot of action, in a normal situation, so to speak, players may get cold, but these guys, they can battle with anything. It could be 5 rounds without any action, and they'll come in and just take a 3-man easy.
So then, going into round number 11 now, Fnatic definitely have found the momentum after losing the pistol. They've converted every single round after those initial 3. And looking at their buys right now, it's going to be a horrible proposition to try and take them down. Once again, all 5 players from Mousesports heading towards A. You would assume with this buy, there's another simple strategy. Drop a smoke, pop flash through, and see what you can do. But you can see their flusha is very close, and we'll be hunting them down here.
The timing, again.
Perfect from flusha. Another 2 kills to his total. olofmeister getting chrisJ off site, which means that JW just has to hold now. This door already open, not able to hit the shot immediately on NiKo, who gets back into position for more, but I don't think he really wanted to pull an Oliver Twist and ask for more in this situation because it's all Fnatic dishing it out right now, 8-3.
So, once again, max round bonus coming in here. chrisJ picks up the AWP. Have been able to get a couple of opening picks here, but not able to capitalize since pistol round.
This round, though, that double flash in that A main was it was beautiful. They flashed once into A main for flusha, but they actually didn't commit to the push, which Mousesports thought, all right, now we can go. But then there was a second flash that came in, and flusha got those 2 easy kills.
This game is slipping away from Mousesports now. Look pretty locked out, purely based on frags. Last 8 rounds. Let's see what they can do here. Not so much aggression this time from Fnatic. They'll be holding back a little bit more. Some more presence towards middle. JW does take down NiKo, one of the strongest players on Mousesports there.
Excellent shots as well. JW looking for more of it, but finally something to work with here. And more than that, they've got JW down to 13. He needs to be so careful. More nades thrown in his direction. He's able to dodge them in behind Ticket Booth. And not to mention, he's got flusha to help support, but chrisJ getting olofmeister puts KRIMZ alone again in this B site. And with mid control, they try and go through the vents. Not only that, they overlooked the site. This all fell apart. Mousesports, that's lackluster. When they went to the vents, JW found the first kill, and KRIMZ with a triple on the B site.
Why did they assume the B side was
I don't
completely
know.
clear? chrisJ is just so committed to CT spawn at that stage.
That's what I would call tunnel visioning.
Yeah, like he said, okay, there's no chance anyone's at B side. Why? You haven't checked it at all.
Yeah.
And
hold
KRIMZ
on.
has been there every round.
You would know at this point that KRIMZ and olofmeister are the 2 players. That play B-bomb side and KRIMZ still being alive would probably make sense he's on the site.
Yeah, so at least check it, surely, before, like, if they'd have killed him, that could have been the round over for them. So,
Unless Chris was hoping that the second man in would be more effective to hold him in place. But
oh, Jesus, that was a
Hello.
shot from hell there. chrisJ takes down the AWPer in middle. 4 on 4 though. olofmeister does reply. You see the fullback now, they've worked out it's Niko, but there are 3 AKs on the map as well. So you need to be careful they don't show too much aggression here.
chrisJ again with this deagle. He's always the man that seems to be using the odd guns, even though he's the AWP player. The off gun, we see him with the scout when everyone has pistols. He's got the deagle here when everyone's bought up. And he's already made good use of it. And up next on the board as well, flusha though, getting back into chrisJ. NiKo back into flusha, leaves KRIMZ, who's rotated around. Mr. Efficient, always late in the rounds. That's one thing KRIMZ is always known for, being efficient. And it shows again here, leaves them in a 2 versus 2.
I think it's easily, if not the best, one of the top 3 small bomb side players in the world. He's so good at it.
Always good for 1 or 2 frags. Does his role perfectly.
The way he positions himself and the composure is just excellent.
KRIMZ though searching for the last 2 remaining players. Gets next, low HP, and perhaps fortunately so because he got the drop on KRIMZ. So that duel could have gone the other way, and if it had, it might give a chance to Kajbjer. 1 versus 1, bomb still planted, and they want in. pronax knows where he is, knows he's low, and he'll go above to secure the kill. Bomb, you've already walked over it though, sir. Thank God it wasn't ticking away desperately.
So 10 rounds in a row for Fnatic. It looks like Mousesports don't really have an answer to what's going on here. And to be fair, it's not like Fnatic are doing anything crazy, complicated. Just a little bit of aggression when it's obvious what Mousesports are doing.
I mean, Mousesports is putting themselves in situations when there's opportunities to actually pick up these rounds, but it's just Fnatic being... Wow, as chrisJ just destroys JW in the replay. It's just Fnatic coming huge in all the late round situations and winning all these 2-on-2s and having KRIMZ kill 3 guys, lonesome in B. So... I mean, it just comes to the smallest of details what the difference is right now between the teams, even though it's been 10 in a row for Fnatic.
So a change of pace here. Fnatic actually adjusting their setup for the last 2 rounds. Double AWP setup, taking an AWP towards B. That could be problematic.
Could be. We'll see if that pays off to be the case or not. Shot from NiKo. Successful against pronax to give the man advantage finally toward Mousesports. They still want this mid control though. They're trying to get through onto JW's position, and another smoke deployed on top of that garage will give JW a bit more to breathe with. Denis and Nex on B as NiKo searches A, and the push flusha all the way up at that long hallway. We could just see it in the X-ray. olofmeister has smokes to contend with, 1 in front and 1 immediately further beyond that at the doorway.
flusha getting so much information.
What he doesn't account for, though, is NiKo at the locker position. They'll go by each other silently, so neither will know the other is there. But again, JW will be able to cordon off the offensive side of Mousesports, who are losing numbers rapidly. Kajbjer left, and he's going to try and get to NiKo. There it is. flusha came all the way around. NiKo couldn't call that. Kajbjer would have thought it was safe to get there. And NiKo now left in 1 versus 4. He's going to try and come back down through middle. If olofmeister doesn't check the highway, this could work out in NiKo's favor. But what? He hits it with that? A no-scope when he peeks out. If this nade lands, it would just be the most stylish way to show someone up. That nade will get him, but that was insane by olofmeister.
In that kind of round, I think NiKo needs to be more aggressive. He needs to have more impact. He needs to be making sure that he's being noticed on the side to avoid the situation where flusha is just randomly going to stroll through that door and go for a flank. And at the same time, maybe get a cheeky little pick, first kill on the side as well to cause a rotation from the CTs, have them have less attention towards B, and that's going to make it that much easier for you to hit that B side.
Last round, let's just try a rush, lads. Let's just see what happens. Like, this is
YOLO.
not working for them. This is getting the side as quickly as we possibly can. I think, yeah, here we go. They're actually going to give that a go as well. Let's jump through. Let's hope for the best.
And the best is working still for Fnatic. It does come back. NiKo manages to pick up flusha. Now they've got a chance, but bomb goes down. As pronax, he'll play the devil's advocate this time and allow Fnatic another bit of breathing room to finally pick up 11, make it 12 rounds at the half. Shot from olofmeister on the AWP, and Denis is gone. chrisJ, last alive, as an AK. He's actually gone for the flank. He's got through middle and gotten behind. KRIMZ is looking that direction. KRIMZ is gone. chrisJ has a chance, but olofmeister's firmly fixed his focus on that direction, and down he goes.
Ooh, 12 rounds in a row. You hate to see it happen. They looked pretty convincing from Mousesports at the start. Winning that pistol round, converting 2 rounds after that as well. Thought, okay, great. It's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
They can find some footing here, but I think their approach the other day when they actually were looser and just going for more of those rushes and surprising, trying to just play their percentages and hoping the stacks would go in their favors.
Yeah.
That seemed more promising.
I don't think they had enough confidence in the kind of structured play that they wanted to run right now. They need to have NiKo, like I said, pointed out that second to last round, he needs to be more aggressive towards that other bomb site when the other part of the team is attacking the other. Things like that, just it's very small details just make a difference.
Very similar setup to the pistols here from both teams. You see Fnatic's sending 2 players towards A, and the CT is actually trying to gain some information there. You can see it's going to be chrisJ scouting towards Toxic.
It's a trap.
It's a good position. If you can stay there, though,
Yep.
that's perfect. Don't need to do anything else.
But
Bye-bye, though, chrisJ. He's got the first kill. pronax flusha, though, immediately counter off that early aggression. Kajbjer and NiKo rotating over to compensate for it, but this allows KRIMZ and pronax to get up in middle and toward the white card. Denis is still inside that A site. He may actually catch them off guard, but not able to land the shot. So 2 more kills go KRIMZ's way. And poor old Nikola, the star of last night's performance, cannot do much at all about the power of Fnatic.
I think chrisJ he should have been more patient there. Before there's any notification of the bomb being there,
Exactly.
as the teammates can see that on the radar, no point for him to just rush out there.
Before a frag is even being exchanged, he moved his position. Like
Yeah, I understand. You know, they're like overreacting in this situation. Is understandable. They're humans after all. But a bit of patience would have won him a lot there.
Well, now 2 Mac 10 to Fnatic. You can see the full force buy coming in from Mousesports there. Deagles, armor purchase. Have got a smoke as well, can hold off some T's, but all of Fnatic will be heading towards the A bomb side. NiKo opening it up though. He's going to get locked down by olofmeister as he tries to exit out the squeaky door. Next, great headshot, and they're making this round competitive at least.
Competitive is a start. They need to keep that trend going a long way right now if they want any chance of getting back into cash. The map that you pegged them, Henry, to potentially take away, as they did just 4 nights or 3 nights ago, I suppose, as it is. And olofmeister, he's not going to allow it this time. Kajbjer getting another shot with, in fact, 2 with the Deagle. But KRIMZ holds on, and 1 man alive out of the 10 that started the round. It's 2 rounds to go for Fnatic.
So 14-3. Obviously force buy into that round leaves Mousesports absolutely nothing to play with. They've got 2 options here. Go for the draw or try and win this round out. And they're still contemplating it now. You can see no one's really forcing this too much, and they probably looks like they will actually play the long game here and hope they can potentially win this with some 5.7s and P250s, but left himself enough cash at least to have Famous' next round and start the long campaign. After needing 12 rounds in a row, olofmeister does take down chrisJ, and JW gets Denis to open things up.
Slow it down. Watch this push, though. pronax is going to hear NiKo to his right side. Well, you got to question if he did. Now he does. He's looked back. He knows NiKo's rotated all the way over to B. So when they have the bomb down, he'll call for that flank. KRIMZ will be the man that should turn around, although hasn't. Just now does. Okay. Starting to wonder, KRIMZ. I'm still starting to wonder. We're going to watch JW find next to the off man, and nearly losing his life in the process does. But NiKo's waiting for exits, and I imagine they're not going to head toward him because, again, pronax made this call. I'm a bit surprised KRIMZ didn't go on the hunt sooner. Unless pronax wasn't sure of himself. Might be the only reason, as Nex looks to try and do damage. They'll turn back, get this kill, but if they overextend themselves here and stay around too long, olofmeister could lose his life. Gonna get just far enough away.
It just feels to me like Fnatic has found this god mode that no one has an answer to right now. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see them going into Dubai pretty soon, where pretty much the top 8 in the world, more or less, is going to be competing to see if that is actually true in that context.
Well then, now it looks like a very fast, heavy bid strat coming in from Fnatic. For a little smokes over there, and you'd assume they're going to boost up, but actually going to be sending majority of players full on A push now, it seems like, and NiKo pushing in, trying to counter them. He actually gets through the smoke undetected as well. He could do something big here.
Denis, though, is going to do something bigger. Take down KRIMZ. Fnatic have to respond and do. flusha, pronax, JW all coming in with the kills. And pronax tries to go above, but taken down by chrisJ. So this brings it back to a one-on-one. And chrisJ with his scout, his customary weapon, the best in the world potentially with it, is going to have to be at his absolute sharpest. flusha, meanwhile, showing off a little bit of flair, tries to drop out that pistol as a means of distraction to try and carry this game further, though. chrisJ needs to find flusha now as he plants this bomb. And when it goes down, flusha will go on the hunt again with the AK. He's looking toward highway because he knows chrisJ has not made his presence known again from the truck, so he thinks it's going to be a rotation. That may work in Chris's favor, who just spots up the arm of flusha going back around the corner. So he knows he's running into that corner, and flusha's got no idea that Chris has come this far forward, but still can't find him as he's in the corner, and when he shoots, he can't land the shot. So therefore, Fnatic wrap it up 16-3. That's a rather dominant victory.
flusha, 27 frags.
16 rounds in a row, boys.
Yeah, that's
pretty crazy.
I would call that domination.
What
would you call that?
Just humiliation, maybe. Or like that.